Okay, so you should now have your 4 different coding blocks that allow you to control your arrow keys. So you should have your up arrow, down arrow, left arrow, and right arrow. If you're seeing that it's not moving the direction that you want it to go, you're going to do something called debugging. So debugging is when you go back and you read your code and you make sure that everything is the way it should be. So my up arrow says change Y by 10. My down arrow says change Y by -10 or -10. And my right arrow says change X by 10. And my left arrow says change X by -10. So make sure that you have all of the correct minus signs in the right spot and that all of your drop downs match what they're supposed to say. Okay, for this next part, it's really exciting, so pay attention closely. I was practicing before the video, so don't pay attention to what I have going on down here. So for this next part, we're going to be adding the slide movement for our sprite. So you're going to start by going to your yellow codes and choosing the block that says when green flag clicked. And you can put this anywhere. I like to just put it where I have an open spot. So I'm going to set it right here. Then I'm going to go down to my orange section where it says control. I'm going to need 2 blocks from this area, so pay attention closely. The first one I need is the one that says forever. So this means once I start my project by clicking on this green flag, anytime the action that's inside happens, it'll do what I want it to do. So it'll execute that code. So after I get the forever one, I'm going to go right underneath the forever one, and it says if, and then there's an open spot like a diamond, and then it says then. And I'm putting this inside. So make sure you pay attention to that. When I slide it over, it opens up, and it's going inside the one that says forever, the block that says forever. So I need 2 more blocks after this. I'm going to need to go down to the light blue block and find the second one where it says touching color, and it defaults to green. So I'm going to pull that up and then watch carefully. I'm going to put it in that diamond shape, and once it turns white, that means it's ready to accept it. If I let it go, boom, it pops right in. So the color that I'm going to put here is my slide color. So if I click on that color right there and then click on this little dropper, I can go over to find my slide, and there's my red. So once that little tiny square is in that red section, I can click and it'll change the bubble inside to that same color. Okay, this part's really important, so make sure you do this step. Before I put in my last block, I'm going to drag my sprite to the bottom of the slide. So drag your sprite over to the bottom of the slide, and then head back over to your blocks. You're going to go all the way to the top where it says motion and find the one that says glide 1 second to. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. Glide 1 sec to X and Y. And it's really important that you drag your sprite first, because once you drag your sprite, it'll make the numbers right here inside this block match where your sprite is over here. So that's the coordinate location of your sprite. So this part's really fun. So now I'm going to go ahead and drag my sprite back over to the bottom of my stairs. And I'm going to click on this green flag right here to get my coding activated. And I will use my arrow keys to move my sprite up the stairs. And then when my sprite hits that red top of the slide, whoop, it slides right on down. Isn't that awesome? So let me zoom in on this so you can see that coding up close. And your numbers are not going to be the same as my numbers, so make sure that you drag your sprite before you pull out that glide block so it goes exactly to where it needs to go for your water slide. So again, don't copy my numbers, and then you can use that dropper tool at the bottom to get that color of your slide.